Hi everyone, it's so good to see you today. I want to talk to you about people that are hurting. You say, why? Well, I don't know if you've thought about it. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. But people are hurting all the time. They're hurting for myriads of reasons. You know, they're contemplating divorce. They're having a problem with their kids. They're having a problem with their job. They feel that they are unworthy. They feel that every time they turn around, every idea that they come up with, someone says no to. And they're feeling rejected. They're feeling abandoned. There's a lot of reasons why people are the way they are. And unfortunately, our knee jerk reaction is, how dare you talk to me that way? Well, you don't know what they're dealing with. You don't know what they're coming across with, and they're trying their best to hold it together. So the best way to look at people, because hurt people will hurt people, they just do. They're not meaning to, they just will. So what I do when I'm talking to people and they're like, I don't know what to do about the situation, I go, okay, if you come up to an animal that is hurt, what are they going to do? What are they going to say? And you say, well, Sarah, they're not going to talk to you. They are. They are talking to you. They're going to growl. They're going to snap. They're going to bark. They're even going to try to bite because they're hurting. And even though you're like, it's okay, it's all right, just calm down. I'm right here. I'm not going to hurt you. I know you're hurting. I know you're in pain. I get that. Let me help you. Now, with people, you can't talk to them that way, all right? Because most people are going to like, are you crazy? Leave me alone. There's nothing wrong with me. But in reality, hurting people, if we saw them through the eyes of they were a hurt animal, what would we do? Well, some people you have to just leave alone. They don't want you to be around them. They don't want you talking to them. They don't want you trying to fix things for them. They just want to be left alone. And if you know that kind of person, just say, hey, you know what? I realize you're going through some stuff right now. Whenever you're ready to talk, I'm here for you. They may never want to talk about it, and that's okay. So if that's the case, then just love them where they are. Wave at them, hey, how you doing? And just leave the rest of it alone because they're working out things internally. Then you're going to get those people who are just going to throw everything up. And you're like, oh, what do I do with this, right? It's like, all I asked was, how are you today? And I got, whoa. It's like a volcano just erupted everywhere. Well, in those instances, the best thing you can do is just don't take it personally and just listen. Listen to what they're talking about. You don't have to fix anything unless they say, I don't know what to do. Do you have any suggestions? Then at that point, if you have any suggestions, then I would say go ahead and do that. But people are hurting. They're hurting all the time. They're angry about things. They're upset about things, and it's not your fault. And if you can look at it and say, you know what? It's not my fault. I'm not responsible. I didn't cause this. I'm not going to sit here and you're not necessarily have to take abuse from someone, but you just say, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to listen. And if you're open to suggestions, I'll make some. But if you're not, that's okay. You know, I'm your friend. I'm your friend. I'm going to be here. I'm going to help you, because a lot of people are at the breaking point, and it's sad that we have become so tunnel minded, and we're so engrossed in ourselves because we're hurting. And when you're hurting, you're always looking at how can I fix this? What can I do? How can I make myself better? So we self-medicate. For some people, it's, shopping. For some people, it's drinking. For some people, it's eating. For some people, it's other things. But when we look outside ourselves and we say, okay, what can I do to make a difference in someone's life today? Rather than focusing on my own hurt, how can I make a difference? Maybe it's just sharing a smile. Smiling at someone, an honest smile, not, but a real smile that's full of warmth. Taking a minute and saying hello, taking a minute introducing yourself if you don't know this person. Say, I don't want to just walk up to a random stranger. I get that. But I'm saying, how can you make a difference today? What can you do to make things easier, to make things better? Can you use a kind word? Yes, you can. Maybe, now this is going to sound silly to some people, but I would sometimes take a quote that someone gave me and I'd share that quote with somebody that it made a difference in my life. Look past their pain. If you know this person really well, look past their pain and just say, this does not define you unless you let it. Don't let this be who you are. This is temporary. It may not feel like it's temporary. It may hurt. It may be really lousy right now. But this is not you. This is who you are. Remind them. Remind them of how great they are. Remind them of all the good things that they have done, all the things that they have done right. I used to know a family that if you ever made a mistake, they brought that mistake up every time they got together. Yeah, I remember when so-and-so was this age, and they did this. It's like, you know what? They don't do that anymore. That's not who they are. But in their minds, they're always the screw up. Yeah, they did this and they did that. You don't need to be around people like that, okay? That's just going to reinforce that which is wrong. But you are so much more than that. We, as individuals, are so much more than that. We have a lot to offer. We have a lot to bring to the table. So when you see somebody that's hurting, you just need to learn to talk to them. If they don't want to be talked to, and I'm not talking about talking down to them, but someone who's willing to listen and be there, that's okay. But at some point, they're going to notice that you treat them other than other people treat them. Why are you talking to me this way? Why do you act like this? Why are you doing this? Because you're obviously dealing with some things, and you don't need me coming down on you. You don't need me standing on top of you and making things worse. And when they hear that, they're going to say, no, I don't need that. But that's because you're becoming observant. You're seeing outside yourself. You're looking at other people, what they need, what they want, what they have to have. And some people just need to be reaffirmed. Some people you physically have to help. Some people, they're just able to be self-sustaining. But it doesn't mean that they don't need friends. It doesn't mean that they don't need other people in their lives, people who will help them to not only be accountable, but to, be there like iron sharpening iron, being that extra person there. So when you see somebody that's hurting, don't just hurt them again because they snapped at you, they barked at you, they tried to bite you. Don't do that. Just say, okay, obviously something's going on today, and I'm going to let this go, and I'm not going to hold it against you. And when you're ready to talk, I'm going to be over here. If they don't want to talk, then just, like I said, love them where they are. And try to be there. But you don't have to make your whole life their life. And you don't have to try to fix something that they don't or are not ready to be fixed. So I just want to encourage you today. If you see somebody hurting and they do those things where they come at you, they're angry, they're miserable, just realize they're hurting and don't hold it against them. And if you can, be there for them. But if you can't, it's okay. You're not responsible for everybody anyway, right? You're only responsible for yourself. So make a choice to choose better, not just for you, but for the people around you. And you'll be amazed at how different life will become. I appreciate you joining us today. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon.